You know, he finds a way to bear down and get out of a little jam here and there. He just got really good feel, and that's what he does.
Pasa, el bullpen hizo un excelente trabajo, igual Choje, pero hoy no se pudo, ya será otro día.
Yeah. A pitcher so dissatisfied with 6 no-hit innings.
Guy that wore number 22 that we remember, very similar.
ドジャース対ロッキーズシリーズ最終戦は大谷選手がリアル二刀流で出場し、自身のホームランで先制。投げては5四死球の乱調ながらも6回無安打、そして継投も1安打に抑え、ドジャースが4対1で快勝しました。試合後のウィルスミス、キャリア初セーブのハート、ロバーツ監督、ホームランのパヘス選手のインタビューをほぼ全訳でお届けします。
Outstanding. Yeah, they just absolutely shut down this Rockies offense. And, you know, Shohei, again, it wasn't necessarily his most efficient outing, but it was no hits. It was a home run. Yeah, it's just crazy how good he is.
I haven't seen it since the 50s, someone to go 6+ no-hit innings on the mound and have a home run. Don Drysdale was the last before Ohtani on this night. And so
pitching as of late has been the story. You guys have been excellent. When you look at this game, you had 7 2/3 of no-hit work. What was just the biggest thing that you saw from this pitching staff today?
Yeah, I thought, you know, Show gave us a great start. You know, he was getting in the zone. He's kind of a little wild in the zone a little bit today, but he's keeping off balance, making pitches when he needed to, and, you know, keeping it bay and then handing over the bullpen. I thought Klein was great. Scott was great, and then Kyle Hurt picking up his first save was awesome.
How special has Kyle Hurt, and what kind of addition has he been to the bullpen this year?
Yeah, he's been great. He's got really good stuff. You know, 3-pitch mix. You know, he attacks the zone, and he gets quicks out, puts guys away with 2 strikes, and he's going to have a good year for us.
You had mentioned Shohei Ohtani. When you look at him being able to navigate through that 6 innings of works, especially when he doesn't have his best stuff, the fight that he shows, how do you describe just what he's like on the mound in games like this?
Yeah, he just finds a way. You know, he finds a way to make pitches when he needs to. You know, he finds a way to bear down and get out of a little jam here and there. He just got really good feel, and that's what he does. He just competes and figures it out.
All right, now let's talk about you offensively. Dave Roberts did recently switch up the lineup. You're a little bit lower in the order, but getting on base consistently right now, what do you think has just been the biggest difference for you, especially getting back on track, and then of course getting the results with the double today?
Yeah, just trying to put together some good at bats, some mechanical changes, some stuff. Just working a lot in the cages. Mook and I were hitting the other day, so he had some success yesterday. So it's good to see the hits start to come.
Yeah, the two of you are right back where you want to be. Congratulations on this win and a fantastic series, Will.
Thank you.
Speaking of Kyle Hurt, let's hear from him with the media.
Kyle, first, congratulations. You picked up your first career save today. I know you have the ball, but to be trusted in a save situation, what does this moment kind of mean for you right now?
It's awesome. I'm having so much fun being here, just around these guys. They're all great baseball players, and to have that trust in Doc is huge and giving me even more confidence. I mean, that's the whole point of this game, is having confidence, and just knowing that he trusts me in that situation means a lot to me, for sure.
So you've got the ball, you've got the lineup. Yeah. What are you going to do with it?
Probably just hang it up somewhere. I don't know. I live in a pretty small apartment right now, but eventually could put it in a cool little man cave down the road with some other jerseys, stuff like that. So I'm excited, yeah.
What was the vibe in the bullpen as you're watching the no-hitter unfold?
I'll be honest with you, I had no idea it happened until the hit happened. I didn't know. Because I saw the score and I just thought they got a couple hits, and then Vest told me and I had no idea. So I was kind of shocked, but it was cool to see.
You almost had to come into a game with a no-hitter at stake. Was there some pressure off of you?
I wouldn't have known going in because I didn't know there was a no-hitter going on. So I think I would have treated it like any other game. So, but yeah.
Ignorance would have been bliss.
yeah. But I was shocked that I had no idea in the 8th inning we were throwing a no-hitter. I need to pay attention.
You've found so much success between the emphasis on the fastball and the changeup. The more you use that mix, how much does your confidence grow with it?
A lot, you know. I just kind of been preached to throw the fastball at the top of the zone and then kind of mix the changeup in off of that. And I do throw a slider, but only 5, 6, 7% of the time. And you know, it's hard to, as a hitter, it's hard to kind of to see that heater at the top and the changeup in the same way it comes out of my arm. So I'm just super confident in it, and I'm just going to keep going.
From Dave Roberts with the media.
Dave, first just with Teoscar Hernandez, obviously it was clear that he was in pain when he exited the game. Do you have any news on him as to just how he's doing and what this can mean for him moving forward?
Don't know how severe it is. He tested well, but we're going to get a scan tomorrow. Obviously, it's an IL, and there's just no timeline. But something like that, obviously, is going to be a few weeks at the minimum. But disappointing. He's been playing so well, and he's a big part of what we're doing. So to lose him in any for any length of time is not great.
When you look at just, I guess, kind of going back to this game, the pitching today, we've talked at length of just how good the group has been. But when you have a guy like Shohei Ohtani who sets the tone, but is grinding through the outing, but still finds a way to get through six, ultimately does throw a no-hitter through six, how do you kind of just put towards us what he was able to do today?
Compete. I think you saw that in that Tovar at bat where he gave up a run, and then Will had the visit, and then he came out there and just dominated Tovar in that at bat. Tonight against the Padres, it just, for me, the fastball command wasn't there. And, at times when it gets stressful, he makes pitches when he needs to, but then there's some kind of uncharacteristic walks in there and getting into bad counts. But when it gets stressful, he makes pitches when he needs to. But I think tonight it was just, the fastball command he just didn't feel good with.
Do you have an idea?
What's that, kid?
Do you have an idea on who will come up for Teo?
I don't. Obviously, it seems like we'll talk to it tonight. But Wardo's on the roster and he's having a nice year. But I think kind of we'll talk to it and make a decision. We have the off day to kind of decide.
What do you think allows Shohei to have the results he does, even when command isn't good? Is it the simplest stuff, or is there anything more that goes into it?
I think certainly the velocity helps. So, even when he gets in bad counts, he can get Goodman to fly out twice. The sweeper, when he still just got enough stuff to make hitters uncomfortable and can use the curveball to slow him down, can use the sweeper to go, right to left. And again, once he gets guys into scoring position, he really bears down and the command seems to come to life. But this guy is just a crazy good competitor.
Have you ever seen a pitcher so dissatisfied with 6 no-hit innings?
Guy that wore number 22 that we remember, very similar.
Does that just kind of speak to even like the standards he has for himself when he's out on the mound?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, the great ones, you look at 6 innings, no-hit ball, that could have been 7 or 8, so, but that's what makes guys like that.
Andy, you've been so just consistent at the plate this year. With moving into the 2-hole, did that change your approach or anything, or how did you just kind of stay true to yourself looking to get the results there?
No, simplemente trato de hacer lo mismo. Simplemente trato de coger buenos turnos y tratar de ayudar al equipo haciendo lo mismo.
Now hit in so many different parts of the lineup. Does it feel like the pitches you're receiving are different, though, when you are at the top of the order compared to the bottom?
Sí. Yo creo que los otros equipos obviamente siempre miran quién está después de ti o algo así, pero yo no le presto mucha importancia a eso. Simplemente donde el equipo me necesita a mí, ahí voy a estar y a tratar de dar lo mejor de mí cada día igual.
Yeah, I think pitchers look at where you are in the lineup and what they're trying to do to certain players in the lineup, but I don't really take that approach. I kind of just go about what I'm trying to do and try to get good at bats and take good turns at the plate.
How aware were you guys of the no-hitter bid?
Pues sabías que tenían un no-hitter durante la octava entrada.
Sí, sabía que estaba ahí. Eso pasa. El bullpen hizo un excelente trabajo, igual Choje, pero hoy no se pudo, ya será otro día.
Yeah, we were well aware. Obviously things happened around the course of the game, and unfortunately they got a hit. But bullpen did a great job, Shohei did a great job, and those things happen in a baseball game.
It seems like you guys don't play.
As a defense, are you kind of like heightened a little when you know that your play could be the difference between a hit and not hit?
O sea, hablando de mi perspectiva, yo creo que sí, yo me pongo un poquito más agresivo, tratando de todo lo que sea una línea que yo crea que puedo dar mi mayor esfuerzo para agarrarla, obviamente eso está ahí. Siempre que esté cerca, siempre pensamos en hacer la jugada.
Yeah, I mean, speaking for myself, I become a little bit more aggressive, try to expand like my defensive area and try to make aggressive plays if there's a chance to save a hit or to save the no-hitter for sure.
How hard is it when you just see in the last 2 days, yesterday Kike goes out of the game, today Teoscar, what is the feeling just amongst the group when you guys do have two key guys of this team that are unfortunately now battling with some intense injuries?
Yo creo que son cosas que aunque no me pasaron a mí o no le pasen a otros jugadores, yo creo que es bastante frustrante para nosotros porque tenemos la oportunidad de verlos a ellos que trabajan fuerte cada día, se preparan para que eso no suceda y aún así esas cosas pasan, pero yo digo que son cosas que van a pasar todo el tiempo y lo único que puedo decirle es que
Jay, when you look at just how you were able to navigate through the Rockies lineup, what did you find as being the biggest challenge and how you were able to get through it today?
今日これの打線のその内容とか、投球振り返ってみて打線の印象とか何か
そうですね。全体的にやっぱりその自分の制球力とこう格闘してた感じかなと思います。
I was just battling the lack of command I had throughout the night.
When you have situations like this, what is the biggest focus for you and how you kind of want to either stay in the zone or be efficient to try to, as you were able to, get through 6 innings of work?
6イニング投げれて、ある程度調整できたと思いますけども、主に調整しようとしてたことは何でしたか？
どうですかね。いいディフェンスにもこう助けられて、そこが大きかったのかなとは思うので、全体通してさっきも言いましたけど、制球力、こう自分の投げたいところに投げれてないこうフラストレーションというか。そういうのとこう格闘してた感じかなと思います。
Yeah, I have to give credit to our defense. They really, set the tone today. Again, just command was off, and I just felt like I was battling the lack of it and the frustration.
This is the most animated or frustrated that we've seen you lately on the mound. What led into some of that frustration?
フラストレーションが見えてたんですけども、なぜそこまで？
どうですかね。ピッチャーも歩かせたくないですし、ヒットを打たれるよりもやっぱりフォアボールでランナーを出すっていうのは個人的にですけどすごい嫌なことではあるので、そういう意味ではちょっと多すぎたかなとは思います。
Just way too many walks, and of course you want to avoid the hits, but the result of that was a lot of walks today, and that's something that I just don't really want to do.
Despite the command issues that you kind of had the last couple of games, how much pride do you take in the kind of success you've had, the results that you've had the last 2 games?
それでも一応内容、結果的にはいい結果っていうので、少し誇れるところありますか？
そうですね。当たり自体こう強い当たりは打たせてないっていうのは、唯一いいところじゃないかなとは思ってます。
The takeaway, if any, the positive is that they didn't really have many hard hits, and that's something I'm gonna, that's the positive.
Admit it, if they could have finished off a no-hitter, he would have been part of that.
ノーヒットでしたら、で終わらせることになったら、ノーヒットになってましたけど。
そうですね。全体的にブルペンはもう本当に素晴らしい仕事を毎試合こなしていると思いますし、本当に安定感ある、もうそこまでつなげば勝てるんじゃないかなっていうそういうゲーム運びが今できているとは思うので、オフェンスも7回までにしっかりとまずは勝っているシチュエーションっていうのをつなげれば十分に勝機があるんじゃないかなというぐらいすごく安定している、みんながそういう安定感のある仕事をしているんじゃないかなと思っています。
The bullpen's been just consistent, done a great job all year round, and I think we're setting the tone to where as long as we have the lead by the 7th, we can just, hand the baton and win the game. So in that sense, the only job for us to do is make sure we have the lead in the 7th offensively and as a starting pitcher.